Hey guys, and welcome back to the garden. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Blanca. So like you read in the thumbnail below, today's video is going to be all about Vanda orchids. So Vandaceous orchids is a type of orchids that I love to collect. You're going to get some information in this video on how I grow my orchids. This is going to be like a 2022 edition. The last video that I posted on Vanda orchid care has gotten so much love. But that was about 3 years ago, and so much has changed since that video. I am currently growing my Vandas out in my garden, very different from how I was growing 3 years ago, which I used to grow right in this area. Today's video is going to be a little bit more of an update to that video, kind of like a follow-up to that video. I want to show you guys what I'm doing new now in 2022. I want to show you how I grow now in 2022, and I want you guys to keep in mind that all of these how-to tutorial videos need to be taken with a grain of salt. You have to pick and choose the advice that you want to take, because depending on how you grow, how I grow might be completely different than you. So, and you might have amazing success with them. So keep in mind that this is the type of care that I give it because of my growing conditions. And I'm going to show you exactly how I grow right now. So I do live in Miami, Florida. We have tropical conditions over here, very humid, hot temperatures all year round. We never get temperatures below, I don't want to say never, because it does happen once in a blue moon, and then we freak out when the temperatures drop below 50 degrees, but that hardly ever happens. Maybe 1 or 2 days a year or every other year. Now, one thing that we do have to watch out for every single year is hurricanes, and that's a question that I get asked all the time because I grow outside. So all that is going to be covered in this video. I want to try to make this video kind of like a video where if you want to get into Vandas because you're a beginner and you're intimidated by growing Vandas, I want you to be able to watch this video and just feel comfortable. Start with one Vanda, see how it goes, and then add more and more to your collection, which is what I did 5 years ago. I started with one Vanda, and now I have, I really don't even know, the last time I counted, I had probably over 70. So maybe in my collection right now, I have maybe like 75. That number might be a little bit more, a little bit less, but it's around those numbers. I love Vandas and I love collecting Vandas. So let's dive into this video. So right here is my orchid section. A lot of you guys follow me, so a lot of you guys, this is like repetition for you, but if you're new here, this information is for you. So right in here is my orchid oasis, my orchid section, one that I created almost a year ago, and I am completely in love with it because my orchids get to just live free out here, and they're happy for the most part. So if you go back a few years ago, or like last year, a year and a half ago, my Vandas used to live, I'm just going to turn around really quick to show you. They used to live right under the roof, like right over here, hanging on my accordions, and they really loved it. And the reason they loved it was because they wouldn't get such direct sun, and they were in a north-facing window, and they just loved it. But unfortunately, my collection grew. I started getting lots of algae, and it was a nightmare. So my husband convinced me to go on and create this section for them, or like move out in the garden for them. And I agreed. And you know what? Since I made that decision, I love it. I love that he kicked me out of that area and brought me over here, because now I can collect more. I have the space, and I feel like my Vandas, little by little, are starting to acclimate, and they're starting to respond well. So I'm sorry if I get a little bit off track. Sometimes I start speaking and I don't even know where I'm going. So just try to just bear with me for a little bit. So what you see hanging, these really long and huge Vandas that you see hanging on the outside of my orchid section, are Vanda violetas. And Vanda violetas are meant to be grown in bright light, which is why I keep them on the outer part of my orchid section, because this is where they'll get the best lighting. Some Vandas are not meant for direct light, and I'm going to go into that also once I walk in there. But if you have Vandas that are meant for bright light, you want to keep them in an area where they will get not direct sun, but like a good sun. So right now it's about 9:30 a.m. They're getting the morning sun and they love it. So keep that in mind. Ask the grower that you get it from, what type of Vanda are you getting, and does it like bright light? Because some of them do not like bright light. These here, I have 6 in total. Vanda Violetas love bright light. So this one here is a pretty large type of Vanda. I mean, look at the size. I am lucky enough to have enough room to be able to have these in my collection. Now, if you're growing somewhere more in a smaller area, more compact, Vanda Violetas might be a little bit difficult because they will get this large with time. And that's the beauty about Vandas. You can get them as big as a Vanda Violeta, or you can get them as tiny as the flower that's almost as big as your thumbnail. And I'm going to show you because I have some of those too. So pretty much Vandas, depending on which ones you get, the care for them is very similar. Vandas require a lot of water. So that's also something to keep in mind. If you're going to be collecting Vandas, you need to keep in mind that you need to water these guys at least once a day. I have to water twice a day sometimes because of the heat that I get. I mean, in Miami, Florida, you get temperatures in the 90s, and these guys get dehydrated very quick because they are kept bare root with no media. So as you see, they're all bare root, and their roots just hang free. So you want to make sure that you keep them always really, really hydrated. In my case, I have a sprinkler system that goes on every single morning, and by 9 a.m. they're already dry. They're already bone dry. Because you also want to make sure that you keep the air circulation and circulating so that you don't get any type of fungal issues between the leaves. So if you're not growing outdoors and you're growing inside a patio, just make sure you have a fan to just air out all the excess water that is trapped within the leaves, because that will cause fungal issues. So I've covered the watering routine. You want to water these once a day. If it gets really, really hot, if you're trying to grow here in South Florida or somewhere that has similar climates to mine, you might want to do it twice a day during the summer months, in the morning and anytime after 4 p.m. Not too late, because you want it, like I said, you want the leaves to air out. So that's the watering. That's the key to also, maintaining Vandas and collecting Vandas. You have to be dedicated to water them every single day. As far as fertilizing, I just uploaded a video yesterday, which getting lots of love for it. Fertilizing, you want to fertilize your Vandas once a week is ideal. I really slacked in fertilizing in 2021. So 2022, my new resolution is that I want to get out here and fertilize once a week. And when you fertilize once a week, you guys, I have to tell you, your Vandas love it. Remember that they have no media and they do get flushed. Since you water them every single day, you're going to flush out all of that nutrients really fast. So especially Vandas, you want to stick to a fertilizing routine and do it once a week. I use a 20-20-20 mixture. I'm going to link it down below from Peter's, which works amazing. Normally I do a heavy feed on these guys because they do get flushed so often. So you do 1 teaspoon per gallon of water of the 20-20-20. You mix it up with a few other enhancers like Epson Salt or CalMag or Seaweed Kelp, and your Vandas will love it. I have a fertilizing video that I did right before this one, so if you want to go back and just take a look at that, I'll link all the products down below. But that is ideal for them. It's what makes them, at least under my care, it's what makes them grow and thrive. So I've covered watering, I've covered fertilizing, and let me just let you, and I've also covered kind of how you keep them. So you want to keep the brighter light ones towards an area that they get full, maybe not full sun, but bright light. And then the ones that are more light sensitive, like these in front of me, you want to keep them somewhere where they get indirect light. So right here, these are one of my newly purchased Vandas. I got this one from Banjong. And this is the Vanda Sensai Blue, which is what they call the dinner plate Vanda. It's non-fragrant because you can also get Vandas fragrant or not fragrant. Fragrant are my favorite. But I went in to get these beauties because their colors and everything about them are so gorgeous. So these right here are meant to be kept somewhere where they get indirect sunlight, which is why they're inside my orchid section. And the reason is because they don't like the bright light like the violettas do. And what happens is that they probably won't grow as well if you keep them in the bright light, and you'll probably end up burning their leaves. So you want to keep them somewhere where their leaves get protected. What I like to do is that if I'm going to be putting Vandas towards the light, like this Renanthera, which is also a Vandaceous type, she's also a bright light, I like to mount them or put them with Spanish moss to protect the leaves. This one right here is attached to my tree. Lots of orchid growers in South Florida do this, and they attach them to their trees. Unfortunately, in my case, not many Vandas like to be attached, at least not under my care, so I keep them hanging like you see here, either inside a clay pot, which I purchased them already in the clay pot, or you can get them inside a basket, or you can get them just hanging bare root like these guys. It depends what grower you purchase them from. I love to get my Vandas. I get them from different growers. So most of my Vandas in my collection come from Banjong Orchids in Miami, Florida. I love their selection. They have fragrant orchids like these, and they have non-fragrant orchids like this. If you have not seen those shopping videos, Banjong Orchids is definitely a place to go. It's my favorite place to buy Vandas. Everything in there is just so healthy and just well established. I also get them from Motes Orchids, which are amazing. Cruel Smith has awesome selection also. They're in Apopka, Florida. And who else did I get Vandas from? So when I go to orchid shows, there's a Vanda that I like from different growers like Plantio La Orquídea, which is also a really good grower. I get them from them. So there's many different growers, especially in Florida, that have Vanda orchids. So if you're wanting to get one, you can check them out. I highly, highly, highly recommend Banjong though. I mean, you can never go wrong. If you're not local, the shipping might be a little bit expensive, but it's they're amazing. And if you can take a drive down to Miami, Florida and fill up your truck, which a lot of people do. I have subscribers. Gosh, you see, I'm going off topic, you guys. I'm sorry, but I have subscribers that live like they live in Texas, in North Carolina, in where else do you guys live that you guys have told me that you've driven down? So that live in outside of Florida, you guys take the trip. You come in with like a U-Haul or a big SUV, and you just fill it up with Vandas. So that's another option. Vandas are just such amazing orchids to keep. Like I said, they're probably my favorite. I love them just because I can grow them, and I'm confident in growing them. But keep in mind that being an orchid, being a Vanda parent is not as easy as it seems. It's not hard, but you have to keep in mind that the watering has to be constant. That is my biggest tip for you. Just constant watering. It's a little bit difficult to try to grow Vandas also in a state that's very dry with zero humidity because aside from the constant watering, they love humidity. So if you can get yourself a humidifier, if you can if you live in a really dry state, like California, for example, you can get yourself like a nice humidifier where you can just keep them really humid and just water them every day and fertilize them every day. And I promise you that your Vandas will love it and they will reward you with beautiful flowers. So that is today's video, you guys. Tutorial videos, care to videos, and all these type of videos. Like I said, just take the information and use it in a way that works for you. I try to just kind of be general and give some general information, but as you see, I know more in the type of growing that I do. So that's where I can help you guys the most, is if you grow like I do. So, but you know, I don't want to discourage anybody that doesn't grow outdoors. You grow in a greenhouse, if you grow under a patio, if you grow in an apartment, I'm as long as you give them what they need, humidity and water and fertilizer once a week, I'm sure that you will be very successful. And I am hoping that this video helped you guys. I would love to do more of these videos, so let me know in the comment section if you'd like more of these videos. I will only cover, of course, the type of orchids that I grow. So if you're interested in other care videos, let me know in the comment section and I'll be happy to make one for you. So that's it, you guys. This was today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you soon in the garden. Bye bye.